Hey everybody, Everett's live music coming to you on the 10th of August 2023. Temperatures have been down a little bit. A little humidity today makes it a little tougher. Hot summer so far. From July, June was awesome. It was one of the coolest Junes and then the hottest July ever. Oh man. Anyway, that's our weather here. Hot, hot, hot. But, any of you guys, I mean, how many people got like apps and programs and different things, learning tutorials and stuff? You know, some of them are, most of them that I would be talking about. Not a video game. Not a video game. It's like a language learner, you know. So you get the little characters and stuff and the little messages and stuff, and you know, they start talking to you like, oh, you know, I get a message. It's like in my message inbox, you know, and it's not the first. Your streak was broken. We missed you yesterday was the one I got today. We missed you. Today I responded. You didn't miss me. And there's actually an emoji sad face. And I'm like, what's up with the sad face? You know, it's just a program, Duolingo or something. Maybe they'll use some of it or something. But how these programs come to be and stuff, and the psyche of who we are and what we're learning from our birth and stuff, you know, because you get these coins as you go along. And then you can buy like... you know, after you earn enough points and stuff, you get to buy like a different level. You can jump levels, you know, or if you're on a streak and then, you know, and you miss a day, if you got enough points and enough emeralds or something, you can buy a day. You know, to me, it's like, well, we got, you know, is this really what we want to be, you know, well, it's better that it's on the level everywhere, this way of life, where, you know, it's because perhaps it's... I just wonder, though, man, it's like, I'm not competing against anyone. I just want to learn Spanish. That's all. I'd actually like to speak more. Maybe I'll put that in a comment. I seen it once before from another person. They put it in there. I wonder why we don't speak more with the computer, I guess, because it's got the microphone and the receiver to get the message going. And you do it on some of the lessons, but the funniest part is trying to lend emotions, right, to these programs and some of this stuff. And like the phone calls we make and stuff, you know, and you can, when you get on there and you can, yeah, this is Everett, and hi, my name is Karen. How are you? And you pause. Is this a robot? And then it'll hang up, you know. But the fact that it's coming out and it has a name or something sometimes is weird, dude. And then they say they're sorry sometimes. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. This is one of the worst, most abused words we use. But in this day and age, I think it has its place, because if you can use that word and get on with your day and get away from a situation, then, I pulled a sorry card. You know, and the voice, you're not sorry, it's a computer. I mean, do you really have the ability to express empathy or sympathy? I don't think so. This is bizarre to me, you know? All of that, man. I mean, you're not sorry. Just, you know, if it's a program, shouldn't it use the proper English? Excuse me, could you repeat your answer? We were unable to understand your first response. We're not, you know, the sorry crap. Sorry. You know, and where's all the people going? You know, we're all being replaced one way or another. I'm not a huge conspiracy theorist. I'm just like woke, and I'm not just woke to racism, dude. Racism is on all levels, and I mean, you could even hear that from Martin Luther King back in the day, dude. It's not beholden to one color. It has found its way through all the colors in the poorest, because it is, dude. So the better we can be controlled and mainstreamed and follow in line there and follow for the coins, get the coins, buy my extra days, Anyway, it's really funny to me. I was thinking the other day, who in the hell, decided to put "In God We Trust"? And I was driving down, I think it's Eisenhower. I think it was. No, it wasn't Roosevelt, right? Nah, it was Eisenhower. I think it was Eisenhower. A lot of the time, I let a lot of that stuff go because, Anyway, I'll find somebody and cross-reference. But I did fact check it. It was Eisenhower. That's not that long ago. I wonder how many people are like, dude, no, we're not putting it on there. But he's the president. We just came out of a world war. So, I mean, what a better time, to apply something like that to currency. And I will never be for that. I've expressed before, I really have no... I am not holding to any of the religions. None of them. I hold to us as a people and the planet, man. And we have within us the ability to make, good decisions, have a level of consciousness. We got to be there. And then a conscience that we use to guide us in whatever manner it might be. That's just really funny, some of the stuff we're doing and then how far it'll all go, because they use all that stuff. I mentioned it before. They're going to compile a mountain of data and an endless amount of responses that people have made. Whether people are making the best responses or not, I make some of the worst ones around electronics and stuff, just because I'm wondering if any of it at times is, able to be compromised. Why do we have to have all this security too? Why isn't it like the old telephone? I mean, you would have actually had to break into my house, take my phone apart, and put something in there, and then put it back together, and then now you have access to what I'm saying on the phone. And there's other ways too, but why? Most of the time, dude, it's fueled by that money and stuff in our way of life. But just the idea of all this technology that's blown wide open in front of us, and we need protection. It's like living in a neighborhood, man, and needing, Vinny and Bobby, I'm gonna need a little help. I got some. I'll pay you guys, a weekly price, and you take care of anybody that wants to. Decides they want to have their way with me and any of the information I'm sharing or compiling, and anything I'm composing, anything I'm doing, all of it. I'm going to need you guys. Oh, don't worry there, I got you, Abram, man. Yeah, we're here for you, and you get yourself a couple of big bodyguards, now you're paying them off, and I wonder why it went this way. I guess it's the only way to do it, because now that's where all the work went, I guess, is what we do. We will make problems, and then we'll make things to solve the problems in order to keep the thing going. It is bizarre to me. I could go on with that, and I'm not a big conspiracy theorist. It's just, if it's out there, like even now, sitting there with my phone and stuff, and I don't worry that everything's compromised, but at times, whatever. I don't have much to hide. But I don't like the idea of any of it being possible, and it is. It's very possible. And not only that, they're going to build technology and life off of it, like artificial life will be built off of all of us. I brushed on the artists and all that stuff that's going to be taken from us. Is it like back when, way back when, right? And there's the Colt 45 revolver. God made all men, and Sam Colt made them all equal. It's a famous saying. So, was the computer made to make everybody equal? Do we all belong there? on that same level? Really, do we? Do we all belong? I mean, is everybody able to process and all the information? I don't think so totally, and I think for some it's just not going to be where they're at with it. But for some, to be able to do so, and then unfortunately throughout our history, some of our greatest talented people, well, they've become the most wealthy people, and a lot of the others have suffered. So, is it okay? Is it a better route to travel? If you have AI to assist you as you try to make a play, or you want to write a paper, or you want to write a song, you want to create music, and you just say, I want it to sound like the Jimi Hendrix, Little Wing, and then I want to blend in a little bit of some Stevie Ray Vaughan's Lenny, and then I'm going to lay down a little Pearl Jam's Yellow Ledbetter on it, and scrub in a little B.B. King, The Thrill Is Gone, and does it, and it probably will be able to come up with something, and that's going to be weird to me. It's going to happen, and I just wonder, I don't get a lot of, well, maybe I should be on a different channel, right? That's weird too. We got to have all these different channels, and I think the channel people are competing, right? YouTube competes against TikTok, and TikTok competes against Twitter, and it's the endless battle. We need a battle. Prepare for battle. That's scary. The other day, Kim Jong-un, he's on the news saying that, What the hell, dude? I have, if it's all true what we hear about what's happening, well, dude, I'd like to see the one, where it picks him up and then the spanking, Stop it! Sit down, just the way he appears sometimes, and I like, maybe it's all necessary because there's a level of security that I'm not in line with. It's weird. All that stuff would be funnier if I get some hits back or something. Talking about weather yesterday too, man. The weather and weather patterns, how you read stuff. Have you ever noticed when it's warm, right? You don't smell as much. The odors aren't as odoriferous. It's not as fragrant, the air. And normally it's drier when it's warm. Those are your warm fronts. And there's more pressure pushing down at that moment. And you'll see more birds normally flying during the warm fronts. And during the cold front, usually, not always, and warm fronts can bring moist air too. But they move slower, the warm fronts. They can be much bigger. And the cold fronts, they come through usually a lot quicker. They bring with it moisture, the cold air. It's beautiful, the weather patterns, and if you see it on like a map or something, what happens in some of these, none of it's always the same, so that's beautiful too. But it tends to stay to a certain pattern. But the air is, when it's colder, there'll be less birds flying, and the air gets really fragrant. It does get odoriferous. It's the opposite of with the warm fronts. So all the scents are released, and it's beautiful, and the moisture in the air, you can feel it. It's like living at the ocean and going inland and working, and then coming back, and when you get close to the ocean, a few miles back from it, you go through this barrier, and you can feel it in the air and the smell and everything. It's quite a feeling when I lived there for that, because a lot of the California coast and stuff, it's desert inland. You don't have to go far, 10-15 miles, and you're there almost. It starts getting dry quick, and also like through the warm air and stuff, through the summers and stuff, they told us through the corona and stuff what they were talking about. the virus should go away in the summer, they say sometimes, because the air is heavier, things don't move around as often in the warm fronts in the heavier air, and then also it's drier, warm air, and it's going to dry out the virus. The virus, they're the ultimate hitchhiker. They have no DNA. They have an RNA. It's the smallest and simplest life form. The smallest and simplest life form I think we found is the virus. The ultimate hitchhiker. It needs another life form to survive. And it can survive on bacteria, but it's much smaller. But yeah, that's one of the reasons for that, you know. And I just laugh at some of that stuff, though, you know. And then I love our wet weather patterns and stuff. It's so amazing, and to feel it and be, you know, not one with everything, but yeah, man, it's pretty cool, dude. Different formations of clouds too. We'll share more as we go along. If we ever get some hits back here, and there's other things that we can see in the days to come. The rings in the sky around the moon and stuff, what it might indicate is coming. Certain cloud formations days in advance, and as it transforms into another cloud formation, you're like, I think something's coming. Moisture that comes ahead of the storm and moisture that comes after, so, or during, you know, not after, but after the heavy wind. So anyway, peace.